Okay, back on track. Very quick review of what we discussed yesterday. We started by talking about some of your already understood concepts connected to theme. I provided you with the specific definition, talking about the insight into human nature, and something that developed in subsequent discussions in 6th and 7th period might be useful for you. If you're wondering whether or not you are talking about human nature, consider whether it is an experience this desk can have. This desk cannot experience freedom. Therefore, freedom is a good idea, or a good concept of human nature to be explored in a theme. Yeah?
One of the things I said yesterday was like government.
Yeah. Government's really the way people organize themselves, right? They make rules. That's very much a human thing. This desk would never make rules. And it would never elect people to organize and so on. Good question, Sophie. We came up with this happiness idea. So happiness is never experienced by the desk. Therefore, it is fair game for our thematic discussions. We talked about some principles, the ambiguity of certain themes. Some of them are slippery and a little bit difficult to understand. Oh, by the way, 7th period just hit the ball out of the park yesterday on an example that was perfect. Wizard of Oz. One of the clearest themes you could imagine in film or literature. What's the theme? There's no place like home. It's so clear that she expresses it time and time and time again, repeatedly, while clicking her heels together. Does anybody remember what she was trying to do or wishing for at the beginning of the story? Speak up. At the beginning of the story. When she's on the farm. Yeah, somewhere over the rainbow, right? She wants to leave. Yeah, and then we start singing, okay. The song is all about wanting to leave home. At the end of the story, she discovers there's no place like home. It reaffirms the importance of home in our life. That is not ambiguous. It's totally clear. The story carries it out. It's like Aesop's fables, Boy Who Cried Wolf. These are stories that are very clear in their themes. Themes can be expressed as complete sentences. And they comment on vitally important aspects of human experience. The concept of home is a vitally important aspect of human experience. The desk does not care about where it is, because it has no ability to. We do care about where we are, where our homes are. We talked about how to find themes, looking at thematic concepts. And of course, as I said, all of these concepts are of concern to me, but not the desk. So anything on here is only really experienced or a concern of human beings. Then we talked about the thematic comment, the second half of our theme statement, where we saw that a concept can be attached to some sort of comment on that concept. And thus we have an entire theme. And when you express a theme, I don't simply want you to throw out the concept. I want you to tell me what that author is saying about it. So in The Wizard of Oz, I could say something like, the film The Wizard of Oz emphasizes the value of home and shows how everybody should realize that home is the center of their lives. And no matter where they go, always home stays with them, and they should always return to it. So that's a kind of drawn out way of discussing the comment that the film makes on home. Then I believe we were ending about here, where we had a theme from the dinner party, and this is where the important work happens. We are looking at how we can support that through writing. So if you wrote, and of course you will, a paragraph about the theme of a story, I'd like to know what evidence from the story you have. And if you look at the theme, take it apart. What evidence do I have of this word courage? Well, the American naturalist acts courageously, and he only solves the conflict through courage. So courage is in the story. Anyone Oh, we have the naturalist, the general, and the woman sitting at the table, and we see the contrast. We see that she is probably braver than he. And that brings up the anyone idea. I've got evidence for it. Sophie. Okay, we've had problems with a couple of them. So, and it seems to be two of them, and I threw them back into the mix thinking they might work. It could be that those two are just presenting problems. So, Sophie and Jasmine, sorry about the inconvenience, but why don't you grab a couple more and place those two on my art table over there by the side. I understand, but it might be happening to a couple of Mr. Budis's machines and a couple of my machines. The art table over there, please. That was a lightning fast review of theme. Anybody unclear? Good. How about this for today? Let's see what we've got. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 18, 23. You would have to be a prime number, wouldn't you? How about we have 6 groups, and that means I don't know, man. I got nothing. I got nothing to say to that. Confused? I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. We're on. We're on. I would like 6 groups. That means we're going to have groups of 4 and 1 group of 3. Today, I'll let you do it yourselves. Get it done. Go. Got a group of 4 over here. A group of 4 over here. Yeah, in no way. Guys, there's no way you're perching Chromebooks on desks like that. Desks are mobile. We trust you not to throw them at each other. The Chromebooks are online, which means you don't have to be sitting right next to each other in order to work together. We've got 4. We've got 4. We've got 3, and we have 3. Ian? Oh, wait a minute. Davis, what are you joining? Okay. Then, Ian, you've got a group of 3 over here in Diana's group and a group of 3 right here with Julie's group. Probably easier to join Julie's group. Yes? It's a different one, right? Take care of it in a moment. Jake, what story would your group like to deal with? You are dealing with Ricky Tikki Tavi. Karen, what story would you like to deal with? That October. Jarrett, or Anthony, what? War of the Wall. Julie, what story would your group like to deal with? You don't know? Guys, do you have an idea of what story you'd like to work on?
Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Already taken. Pay attention.
Okay, that October.
Already taken.
War of the Wall. Dinner Stolen Day.
Already taken. Stolen Day. You got Stolen Day. What do you want? What do you want?
The case of El Mode.
A day's wait.
Do the case of El Mode.
Done. Okay, may I pause you for a moment, please? I like doing group activities in this way where I sort of throw you a task to complete and you don't really feel confident about it and you stab around and you make lots of mistakes and then you say something that's right and you really feel lost. And then I kind of come in a few minutes later and save you and you think, oh yeah, it's totally clear. If I just told you everything at the outset, you would never experiment in that way, ask those questions and make those mistakes. That experimentation and those questions are vital to you understanding, because then you can have those aha moments. So yeah, you got that? Yeah. Let's talk about an aha moment with the Karen's group back there dealing with that October. So would one of you from the group like to explain what you initially thought of, where you were going, and how I corrected you and all that good stuff? So tell the story of your exploration.
The story theme was perseverance.
No, that's not what you thought initially. What was your initial word?
We inspired. Inspirational. That's what we thought at first.
Keep going.
And then that was like adjectives, so we changed it to perseverance. So like it's not giving up on yourself. So
And you guys said, well, when I said inspirational doesn't work because it means having a sudden idea or being motivated to do something spontaneously. Karen, you said, well, it seems like he never gives up on himself. And I said, good, your word is perseverance. I gave you a fancy word to describe what you already knew. And then you've got a concept, perseverance. Okay, now talk to me about the next mistake you made and how you were corrected. With the comments basically definitional instead of commentary.
We wrote like perseverance comes from people who work hard and don't give up on themselves, but that was too much of a definition. So we changed it to perseverance leads to success.
Okay, good. So let's take a look at that statement and let's see how they followed. First of all, they stabbed around a little bit and tried to find the thematic concept. They came up with a word that didn't seem to work. I asked them some questions. They came up with a description, and I gave them the word that they were looking for. Perseverance. It basically means sticking to it, never giving up, working hard, not letting setbacks drag you down. And after they had their concept, they're thinking about their comment, and they're saying, well, perseverance comes from people who work hard. And I said, that's just the definition of perseverance. It's not a comment on it. So we talked about the story for a little bit, and I asked, well, what happens with Rudy when he perseveres? He wins. Yay. Therefore, we have a thematic comment. It says, perseverance leads to success. The author is optimistic and believes that people that work hard can overcome challenges. He believes that people that work hard can succeed even when they don't have natural ability. Rudy doesn't have natural ability. Obviously, he is afflicted with polio, and he is unable to do what other kids do on that baseball field. Yet, he sticks to it. He never gives up, and he succeeds. There's your example, or there's your theme. And the examples flow pretty quickly. A day's wait. Julie's group, talk to us a little bit about what you thought with a day's wait. It was kind of tough. I helped you out a little bit with it, so tell the group, kind of like that group did, about what's going on.
Because the boy feels powerless and he thinks he's going to die, and the father feels powerless too because he can't make the son feel better.
So if there was a thematic concept, one kind of human experience that this is exploring, what is it? Powerlessness. And that feeling. Every person feels powerless at some point in their lives, like they can't change anything. This group struggled. And here's what I asked them to do. Often when students are struggling, they're struggling because they want to go right to the answer. They want to pluck that thematic concept right out of the air and throw it down on the paper, but they don't know what it is. And they're shooting in the dark. So in different classes, when I've done this and I've coached students, I sit down with them and I say, well, tell me the story. Talk to me about the story, what happens. And Karen's group might say, well, this kid, he can't really do much. He's disadvantaged, but he sticks to it and he tries, and eventually he succeeds at baseball. All right, there's your theme. All you need is a couple points of discussion. You've got perseverance, and you've got perseverance leads to success. With Julie's group, I sat down with them and asked, what's going on? Well, the boy's sick. Okay, how does the boy feel about being sick? And we decide, well, he feels powerless and he feels afraid because he thinks he's going to die. Then my next question was, well, what's going on with the dad? Well, the dad can't really do anything either. All he has to do is wait. How do we know that he's waiting? True. But what's the clue that Hemingway wants us to realize that all the father can do is wait? It's in the title. Thank you very much. Use titles. Use clues. A day's wait. All the father can do is wait. So when we were talking about this, we realized there's some commonalities. Wait. All the father can do is wait. That must mean that he's feeling powerless. He's probably afraid. And the kid feels powerless. And the kid feels afraid. So we must be talking about something like powerlessness. I know, it's an awful word, but the more precise word is almost worse. Anybody know what the precise word for powerlessness is? Well, I'll tell you, the root for power, so if we want something that's powerful, it's potent. So can anybody tell me what the word is if you're feeling you have no power? Nope. Nope. Impotent. That's the word that means powerless. So we might go to the noun form and we say we're talking about impotence, which is a feeling of powerlessness. What are we saying about powerlessness? What did you decide the comment was? What do we learn through this story? Because both father and son feel it in equal measure. There you go. Who wants to play? Well, you got Valdemar, right?
Yeah.
Facts in the case of M. Valdemar. What did you decide your concept is? Interesting. Can you qualify that at all? What kind of knowledge are we talking about?
Scientific knowledge.
Good. Aha, I like where we're going with this. What is Poe saying about scientific knowledge?
He's talking about how the scientific knowledge interferes with that of
So let's see here. Scientific knowledge, we say it interferes. Oh my gosh, Max, you are onto something here. This is going to be cool. So it interferes with his death, right? Do we decide that that's bad?
Yes.
Because he wants the death at the end, right? What's more powerful? Scientific knowledge or death?
Death.
What is more natural? Scientific knowledge or death?
Death.
Ultimately, what is Poe saying should rule the day? Scientific knowledge or death?
Death.
There you go. Max had it. All I did was phrase it. Scientific knowledge pales in the face of death. Pales means grows weak, because, you know, when you become pale, you're all weak. So scientific knowledge pales in the face of death. Scientific knowledge is nothing compared to death. Can his science prevent death?
No.
No. When it tries, what happens?
It makes it not happy.
It makes things worse. Correct. Poe, especially, and if you read some of his other stories, is definitely going to think that the powers of death, insanity, irrationality are often stronger than our scientific mind. I think you latched not only onto Valdemar, but also onto Poe himself, because this is really what he believes. Nice work. One more, last one. Who else? We got 1, 2, 3 groups. Ricky Tikki Tavi? What did you decide Ricky Tikki Tavi is all about? Oh, by the way, I certainly hope that you folks are taking notes on other people's themes. Responsibility. All right, definitely. We seem to have Ricky Tikki taking responsibility for his family. What is Kipling saying about responsibility?
Be responsible and do what's right.
Let's stay away from that do what's right, because actually the concept of right, of something that's right, is another concept. And I don't want to confuse the issue. Talk to me about the story. How, you say Ricky is responsible, right? How is he responsible? Talk to me about evidence from the story.
His family from the snakes.
Okay, he protects his family from the snakes. So when he's responsible, do good things happen? Are the snakes responsible? They try to be, right? Do good things happen for them? So does responsibility always lead to good things?
No.
Then we have to rethink our theme, right? Nag and Nagina are responsible. They're taking care of their children in the only way that they know how. They're cobras. Of course they're going to eat baby birds. It's what they do. Of course they're going to attack humans that are invading their territory. It's what they do. That's a responsible behavior for a cobra. And they're protecting their eggs. So it must not be responsibility. Because we're unclear about the value of responsibility. So what else are we talking about? Anybody want to throw up some ideas of what we might be talking about in Ricky Tikki Tavi? If it's not responsibility. Instinct. Interesting. Possibility. What other possibilities might we have? Survival. Is Ricky right for protecting his family? Are Nag and Nagina right for protecting their family?
Yes.
Then what decides who wins? Therefore, what's more important, right or power? Seems to be, doesn't it? It's kind of a sad sort of theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. But you know, I don't know if you guys got this. Maybe you didn't at first. Maybe you're starting to get it now. But when I first read that story, I thought, oh my gosh, these cobras are parents protecting their babies.
I kind of felt bad for them at the end.
Did you? I felt bad because Nagina, especially at the end, it's almost tragic. Ricky is holding her last living egg and saying, hey, Mom, I've got your baby right here and I'm about to kill it. Did you not get that? Exactly. And how would any mother react? She flips out and goes after him. I would too. And then what does he do? He kills her. Man, that's a vicious story. And what is that story? You didn't see it that way? That's all I could see. That is all I could see. And I'm sorry to, you know, bring you down to my sort of spoiled, pessimistic level. You're all optimistic with, oh, look, it's a cute, fuzzy little mongoose, and those are evil snakes. He's not a cute, fuzzy little mongoose. He's a killer. He's a... Yes, but that's the point. The point is that neither of them are right, neither of them are wrong. They're both doing what they should do, possibly based on instinct. And it just... That's true. Doesn't Ricky kill their eggs? As revenge? Don't you think that Ricky would have gone after their eggs anyway? It's just a matter of timing, right? I think this is I think this is about power. You know what? Let's stop and conclude things for a moment. It doesn't necessarily matter what I think. It's all in what I can support. It's all in how I can use evidence in the story to support a discussion of a theme, because you and I can all get into an argument over it. No, I think Ricky Tikki Tavi is about this. No, I think it's about this. When we start theme analysis, things get a little interesting. And we'll continue with that. Unfortunately, we have run short of time today. So if you still have themes generating and you want to talk about them, you may. But we'll continue to talk about some of the other themes and stories at a later time.